Hello, hi guys. I hope you are good. I'm also fine. So, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, we are going to discuss about people who matter, don't care. Because most of us we want to impress people, we want to show others how we are doing, how we are winning in life, and we want to make sure that everything is running well for us, even if we are faking it. And we always say fake it until you make it. So there are those guys who they want to impress everyone, but people in their circle, like their family, the significant others, they don't even care. Like if you're struggling is okay, we understand and we know that life is not that easy for us. But most of the time we want to impress those people out there who they don't matter in your life, and they care about what is happening into your life, and they want to give you that negative pressure, and they want to make sure that you fit in to what they are doing, or you fit into something that is better than what you are doing. And they always want to like prove to you that this life is not lifing on your end, and you need to do something. You need to pull up your socks. You need to go for that new machine. You need to like move to a different estate. You need to go and take your kids to a different school, maybe international school. And these people who are pressuring you, they don't even matter in your life. And people who matter in your life, your husband, your wife, your kids, they're just okay with what you are doing. In fact, they really appreciate what you are doing, and they really appreciate your effort. But you are there fighting so hard for people who don't even matter in your life. And I've seen peer pressure bringing people down literally, because somebody is in that constant race of chasing and chasing and chasing. And you find that those guys that you are chasing to impress, they'll not be there for you. One day I was asking someone, you always like when you are not going to work, instead of spending time with your family, you're always up and down with boys, hanging up with boys, I don't know, going to play tennis and everything. And I was asking him, have you ever thought of like one day you losing your job? People who matter, they will stand with you. But those people that you want to impress, they will not even care about you. They'll focus on their lives. They'll not pick your calls. They'll not stand with you. Maybe one or two people will stand with you, and then as human being we get tired. So that those will stand with you for some times, and then they'll get tired. I know, we even know a story of this guy who was sick. Of course, like he was so sick, he went to India and everything, and this guy died. He was a very famous person, and the wife was there standing for him, doing everything for him. And this person, the wife was saying at some point after a long period of illness, most people, they just dropped the ball and continue with their lives. These guys, at some point, they just gave up and continue with their lives, because people will not always be there for you. And even if they are there for you, they have other things to do. So you find that they will not have that even time to look for you or to come and visit you. So at the end of the day, people who matter are your family. Even the Bible says that a man shall leave the father and the mother. So it means like that wife, that husband, those kids, those are the people that will stand with you. I've seen people who they lose their job and they're so depressed. And the reason why they're depressed is not that the family is giving them pressure. The spouse is very supportive, but they are depressed because of what will people say. Because of now the friends, they're above me. Now my friends are doing well. I'm here, I'm struggling. And you have a very supportive spouse. And your spouse is not even complaining. He or she is doing something every day just to keep you afloat. And this really happened even during COVID, and even during this recent Trump work stop order. You find that there are people who they are depressed not because of their family. They are depressed not because like their family is pressuring them, but they're depressed because now they cannot fit in. And this fitting in issue is what is even making us to find ourselves wallowing in a lot of debt. And you find that you go buy something because you want those people to see you as you're doing something. But at the end of the day, as you're paying that loan, they're not the ones that are suffering. It is your family that are suffering. It is your kids that maybe you cannot afford to buy for them that namachoma because you are servicing the loan. It is your husband, it is your wife that you cannot even take them out for holiday because you are paying that loan. So at the end of the day, you wanting to please others at the expense of people who matter a lot in your family will give you a mental breakdown. And it will like make you to always being in that life of chasing and chasing and want to be like the other person. So today I just want us to learn, like, don't always don't always focus on impressing people who don't matter in your life. When you lose that job, you'll be sleeping angry with your children and your wife. You'll be moving to that smaller house with your children and your wife or your husband. So at the end of the day, ask yourself, are my children okay? Is my spouse okay with what I'm doing? Then if they're okay, it's fine. Even if you're doing manual jobs, like most people, they enter into things that make them to compromise a lot because they want people to see them. I remember I was seeing this client and he was telling me, I used to have this good life with my husband and with my wife and my kids. We didn't have much, but we are so peaceful. And then I met this friend who introduced me to a guy who is now a gay. And now this guy, I'm like, okay, he's married to this guy. So he's a gay because of what? He want to live a good life. And he was telling me, I regret a lot because even when I was earning peanuts, my family, they were okay with me. My kids, they were okay. We used to have that joy in the house. We used to have time together as family. We used to bond with my wife. Even when she got pregnant, I used to support her. But right now, I'm in this mess that I want to get out. Of course, that is why he was seeking for counseling. I want to get out because I'm just empty. And even when I come home with something, like him coming home with a good gift, the kids will say, yes, daddy, thank you, and all that. But haiwaingi, like, okay, they're not just that excited kabisa. So this guy will feel like, even if I bring this thing to my family, these things according to zinabadilisha kwa familia, like nothing is changing in the family. They're just okay, they're contented. But now nimeingia kwa hii shit of now being a gay and opening boot for someone so that I can have more money, so that I can make my family happy, of which I'm suffering. At the end of the day, he's feeling so guilty because the family, they were okay. The wife was okay with whatever he was earning. They used to stay in a small house and so happy. He used to have that peace of mind. But right now, he has all the money, but he's just lonely. He has all the money, and it's like all this is vanity. Like, why did I find myself into this mess? And now you see, he has realized, like the prodigal son, now I want to come out of this mess. And I was just telling him, it is very possible because you have decided that whatever you are doing is wrong. And it is you who have made that decision, even to seek help so that you can get out of what you are doing and go back to your family. It will take time, of course. And he was telling me, sometimes I just look at my wife like this and I feel like crying. And even my wife will ask me, why are you staring at me like that? And I'll be like, Kwani, it is bad to admire someone that you love. But deep down, I know I'm lying. Because when I look at her, I'm like, you are too innocent for these things like to happen to you. You are too innocent for me to treat you like this. You are too innocent for me to do this for you. So most of the time, people who matter, they don't even care. They don't even give you that pressure. All they want is you to come home. All they want is to see you a happy mother, a happy father, and even sometimes as single parents, most of single moms, you find that you are dating someone, you are sleeping around with someone because you want to give your child a good life. But your child, they're just okay with what you are providing. But now you see, when you continue doing this act, there's a void in you because all of us as human beings, there is part of us that always want to do the right thing. Every time that part of you will be reminding you that, what you are doing, it is not good. We are not in a good state here and we need to do something. So there's part of us as human that always want us to do the right thing. And anytime you are doing something that is wrong, you will do it, maybe go and drink alcohol and be like, I want to forget what I'm doing. But after that alcohol has just vanished out of your brain, you come back to where you were, and now the stress and the depression. So I want to encourage us that whatever you are doing, consult your family, consult people who matter, because when shit happens, they're the ones who will stand with you. And I was telling this guy, if right now uanze kugonjeka, because now what you are doing, the risk and all that. If something happened to you, it is your wife who will be washing you. It is your kids who will suffer because you cannot go to work and provide for them. It is your wife who will suffer because now my husband is sick and I have to provide. So at the end of the day, whatever decisions you make, more so financially, ask yourself, is my family okay with what I'm providing? I know there are people who, of course, they have spouses who give them pressure and they're being told, like, go work like your fellow men, or let's move to a big house like my friends or my friend. They have this and that. Again, when that kind of a thing happen, don't go and sin because someone is pushing you to do something that you cannot do. And that is why I always tell people, like, let your spouse know your financial state. Actually, I was talking to a friend of mine and he was telling me, me, when I was dating my wife, one thing I did, I just gave her the ATM and I was like, wewe, enda utoe pesa. So I asked him, why did you do that? And he was like, because I wanted to test her, because I didn't have much money in that account. So when she saw what I have in the account, she knew that I will not ask my fiance for this and this because there is no money to buy that. So for me, that was a good idea. Of course, you can test someone with that. Like, let them know that this is where we are so that they make that decision. They decide whether they will stay with you or not. They decide whether they will love you the way you are or not. But most of us, we want to live a fake life because we want to win someone. And then after you have won them and now you are married, now you cannot provide for them. And they're like, me, I cannot stay here. Or they start cheating on you, or they start giving you pressure that you cannot even manage. So just make sure that whatever you are doing, let the people that these are your immediate family. If they are okay, continue doing what you are doing. But if they are not okay, then you can have a discussion. Because it is so bad out here. The things that people do for money, my friends, it is hurting. And you stay with that spouse, and for you, you're even praying for them, thanking God for the job, but you don't know what they are doing. Someone is just sleeping with someone the next door. I was being told this story, and this is someone who they got married and they used to stay in a very posh place here in Nairobi. So one day, the husband used to go to work, but they did not have a car. So the husband will go to work, but a neighbor who is a man will give the husband lift to work. And this woman was okay, like, okay, this guy is around 50 years, and my husband is around 40 years. So they are almost age mates, and I don't see a problem him giving my husband a lift to work. And what happened after a long time of doing that, the husband bought the car, but the husband will not drive the car to work. He will go to that friend who will give him a lift, a ride to work. So every day, this man will give the husband a ride to work and then will pick the husband and then they will come home together. So one day, this lady said, this man told the lady, I'm going abroad and I want to transfer everything under your name. So the lady was like, why? And he was like, you don't know, I don't know what will happen to me. So let me just transfer everything under your name just to be safe. So this lady said, it's okay. So the guy transferred everything to the lady's name. They had two kids by then, grown ups. So now the husband went to Dubai, but it was not the real Dubai. Kumbe, this guy who has been giving the husband lift has married the husband, and now they are married. So a lot of things happen after some times. Of course, this lady find out that the husband is not even in Dubai, but the husband is just staying next gate. So I just want to encourage us that make sure that you discuss with the people that are close to you. If they're comfortable with what you are doing, just continue doing that and don't find yourself into the life pressures of pleasing someone. So just remember, people who matter, they don't care. People who don't matter, they care a lot. And at the end of the day, they don't matter in your life. So for now, thank you so much and God bless you. Bye bye.